Hi again, everybody. It's Jacob from Wiffle Breakers. Another live chat, Wiffle Wednesday. I think we're sticking with Wiffle Wednesday for now. I ran a live poll with three people and asked what I should call this, and we came out exactly the same spot. Wiffle Wednesday sounds cool. Stick with the name Wiffle Breakers. Don't rebrand. I have a cool rebranding name that I think I like, but it went nowhere. So for now, it's Wiffle Wednesday live chat. It's really all I have. I really like Wiffle while you work. I think that's just I don't know why. I think I really like alliteration, Wiffle while you work, WWW, but that's just because I'm a nerd. Topics today, if you read the thumbnail, pretty simple. Loaded baseball release schedule. There are baseball cards coming out. Too many releases within the next couple weeks. I will be busy. Topps is releasing Pro Debut and Update on the same day, which is, I mean, it's a crime. It's a crime against low-end rippers like myself. They're two of the largest volume rips between like what I personally purchase and what I sell. I sell a ton of Pro Debut and I sell a crap ton of Update. Update's probably the biggest release of the year for me personally because of my listing style, what I sell, how I sell, and things like that. So Update, one of my favorite products. Pro Debut, top 5. So the fact that they're coming out on the exact same day from Topps is it's going to be a long day. That's next Wednesday, a week from today. If one of those gets delayed or I get one of them early, I would not be upset. I would prefer getting them early versus delayed. But if everyone's delayed and they push Update to the following week, that'd be great. But I don't see it. Topps is going to Topps. They'll both come out on the 12th. And yeah, I'll just be busy for 40 hours straight. Usually on release day, I do all of my opening and listing on the same day. And usually I can get through, especially if it's Update or another base Topps product, I can usually get through listing the entire product in 24 hours. That includes every single card, all base cards, all with proper titles. I do a little bit of checklist prep. I make a spreadsheet ahead of time with all the players. I have my titles ready for when I actually scan the card using my feed scanner. So I have a system down to list them quickly. The sorting obviously takes the longest, but once I have a new product and I'm opening it and it's release day, there is I've never been more focused in my entire life than when a new product comes out. So when I'm doing those products and on release day, you just can't break me. I'm too locked in and I love doing it. It's one of my favorite things. It's like an adrenaline rush going through and sorting Update on the day it's released because you're learning some of the new players. You're learning the demand for players. If I list some parallels and things like that first, you kind of see who sells right away. We know Nick Kurtz is going to be an Update, but some of the other rookies that I'm excited to see what kind of movement they have because I like them. Agustin Ramirez, an easy one. Luke Keeschel, he played very, very well. I hate that he's a Twin because I really like him. Braxton Ashcraft, pitcher for the Pirates. Pirates rotation should be good for 3 to 5 years. And then Drake Baldwin, he's a guy I've already seen a lot of movement on from the finest singles that I've picked up at shows and things like that. So it'll be fun to go through Update. Pro Debut it's more of a long-term rip because prospects, they go through their cycles of popularity, of having hype or not having hype, performing well, not performing well. So I will focus on Update because I'm assuming they'll both arrive at the exact same time. I'll focus on Update. I will try and get it all ripped, the bigger hits listed. I'll set aside, I haven't decided, 20, 40, 60, 100 cards for a Whatnot stream because I'll probably try and go live Thursday night with a Whatnot live with some of the Update hits and some of the Pro Debut hits. So that'll be fun. So I'll focus on that. I'll try and get some of the bigger hits listed on eBay, and then the base, I should be able to sort through it, but maybe then I'll open Pro Debut. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I do need to have it planned out in my head ahead of time because I stick to a schedule very well. If I say, hey, I'm going to do this, and this, I'll handle it pretty well. So next Wednesday, I'm going to try and do these live Wednesdays every Wednesday at noon. Next Wednesday, I'm going to probably do 11 just so I can be prepared if stuff comes early. All that said, if I get any product on Tuesday, I probably won't go live at all on Wednesday. Unless I feel like I need a break and want to not sort cards for a minute and I just want to chat. I might, but Wednesday we're going to shoot for 11 next week and we'll see. So that's the 12th week from today, episode 3. I'm nerding out, locking in. That is just the two releases that I know are on the schedule, and I know I already have multiple cases coming, multiple extra boxes and stuff like that of that stuff coming. We just got the pre-order for Allen Ginter on Monday. It's been within the last 2 days, Monday or Tuesday. I ordered a case plus. I got a case from Topps, and then I did 2 extra boxes. The extra boxes, I honestly don't know why I did it. I think it's because the numbers lined up to keep it under 2,000. Like I did a case, that's normally what I do for Ginter, but then I ordered 2 additional boxes for like round numbers, which is such a stupid idea, but I did it, and Ginter is Ginter. The Ginter hit rate has gone down. It used to be 3 hits per box. Now it's 2. From what I'm seeing online, it's really early. Topps hasn't announced anything. We don't have pack odds. We don't have a checklist, which, I'm part of the problem if I'm pre-ordering this stuff without a checklist. But I also know that in the last, 12 months, every product has been higher on release date or higher at shops or higher on the 3 big online sellers. So I bought it from Topps, pre-order without a checklist, because it's probably the cheapest I will ever see it. I don't love that idea moving forward, but for now, that seems to be my best option. And when it comes to pre-orders and wax buying, everyone is going to be different. Everyone's going to have a different approach. Everyone is going to have different needs. And my needs are having it on release day, reliably, and hopefully for the lowest cost possible. Update, Pro Debut, Ginter. Those are all on the schedule. Ginter is supposed to come out December 3rd. I'm going to be out of town that day, so I'm hopeful that gets pushed. And based on Topps, like the last couple weeks, it probably will get pushed, which would be perfect. If that comes out on the 10th, I'll be very happy. We also got a notification for Topps Black and White. I believe the pre-order is tomorrow. I have it on my schedule for tomorrow, but Topps has moved stuff. Black and White has been one of my favorite products for the last few years. Last year, I pulled a Skeens Auto, my only Skeens Auto out of a 2024 product, so that was really fun. And then the singles, that online exclusives or singles that have or sets that have a smaller checklist. I think this is now 120 card checklist. It used to be 100. Those sets and those singles do so well on eBay for me, specifically because it's usually the 100 best players. So people are looking for there's usually retired players in there. They're the short prints, but then the most sought after rookies, the biggest players in the game, Ohtani, Judge, Trout, Acuna, they're all in there. So if you're getting inserts, if you're getting parallels, if you're getting any type of hits, it's also those players. So it's just a very fun product, and one that I will be ordering as much as I can. I'm almost certain that if I don't order it by 12:01, I will not order any. So I'm hopeful that I can get some. On top of Black and White, we just got the archives notification. Topps archives will be coming out. I think the pre-order was already scheduled for Monday and then has been taken down again. I just saw this yesterday, so I'm not 100% sure what the exact schedule will be, but I will be buying archives. That's another product. It's a 300 card checklist, but it encapsulates star players, rookies, and then a lot of retired players in different various years, or like different styles of Topps. They do the 3 different styles in archives. And those base cards usually do very well for me. So as far as bulking up my eBay store, within the next 30 to 40 days, 30 to 45 days, I'm probably going to have 10,000 new listings just because of all the different products and the specialties that I like. And then it's going to be a new balance for me of deciding what goes on eBay and what stuff I work into Whatnot. I've been buying a lot of stuff at shows for Whatnot, and I feel like I have a good inventory base. I can't sell everything I bought this past weekend in one sitting. I probably could, but I don't want to. I want to build up an inventory so when people come into the room, come into the show there, if they ask for something, if they ask for a player, a team, serial numbered auto, whatever they're asking for, I would like to have some available, because if you can fulfill a request and you're known as the guy who he kind of has a little bit of everything, I think I'll be successful. I don't want to confidently say anything about Whatnot because I have no idea. This is all very new to me. It's really interesting though. That's part of the title is Whatnot strategy and some of the success I've had. I had a show last Thursday, so 6 days ago, and I'll have another one tomorrow night with the same type of inventory. And I advertised case hits as part of my show title. It was within the pictures, and then I made a small video as well that I attached to the show. And the show itself went very well. I had a lot of action, a lot of people bidding. I had my brother and a friend in the chat watching, commenting, and then we kind of had there's a fuzzy. We kind of had a chat afterwards, and my brother took notes, which was incredible. Thank you, Josh. He took notes of what he noticed, not only that I could do better, but what the chat was demanding / asking for, cards that he noticed that sold better than he expected and cards that sold worse than he expected. And all of these notes were after what I thought was my best show. It was definitely my highest volume dollars, highest volume sales. It was not my most amount of buyers, which was interesting, but I think I had 60 total buyers over 300 cards. So that actually helps me when it comes to shipping. I'd rather ship less, more cards per package. So I think that comes down to like having slightly a good mix of lower value, mid value, and high value. I say high value. I think the highest card was $39. But for me, and like my strategy as far as eBay, baseball cards, whatnot, all of it, $39 is like a higher end card. I don't sell that many $40 cards on a day-to-day basis. Matt just commented in the chat. I thought you were about to go Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, there was just a little fuzzy, and my ADHD immediately noticed that. So Matt, what's up? Thanks for snapping in. But yeah, just whatnot is really, really interesting. And I have to figure out how I need to do new release products within my inventory, as well as building an inventory so I can meet people where they are, meet people with who they want, what cards they want, what players they want. So we'll see how that goes moving forward. I'll tell you this, last Thursday, I scheduled it ahead of time. It was scheduled for 7 p.m. all day. I was thinking about it all day. I was excited about it because it really is fun. I get to sit down. One, I'm selling baseball cards, which is, I mean, I'm 36 years old. That has been my dream my entire life. I've always wanted to sell baseball cards as my job. Aside from being a professional baseball player, that was goal number one. We missed it. It's okay. I still play. We're fine. Number two was sell baseball cards for a living, and I'm doing it. I can't be upset. So that is part of the fun. Number two, I got to talk baseball. Each card has its own, I don't want to say story because that's not true, but it has its own talking point. There's a different player I could talk about. There's different projections going into next season. As of Thursday, there was still the World Series going on, so we could talk about how this player was doing if it was a World Series player. And it was just, man, it's just so much fun. I love talking baseball. I can nerd out about it for a long time. I will, I'll continue to do it. So if I can do that while also selling cards and also being in the comfort of my own home, it's just a triple header of fun. I can't complain. So when I scheduled that show, I got excited about it. The excitement never waned. I was excited all day to get to it, to start it. And then like the second it was over, I was like, when's the next one? How are we going to do this again? Because I had so much fun. I love talking about it with my brother afterwards. I think he could sense the excitement too, because I have been in and around cards, but like the text messages were just firing back and forth. So it's really interesting. And then I was at shows on Friday and Saturday. So immediately Thursday night, I did some shipping. I woke up Friday and drove almost 3 hours for a show on Friday morning. And it's like I'm going to war when I walk into a card show, because I'm so excited to buy new inventory, to find the deals, to find the tables that have baseball cards, to talk with the dealers, to just tell them kind of what I'm looking for, who I am, what I do, and how I'm doing things. So the entire like economy of my business, baseball cards, whatnot, eBay, and card shows is just really fun to me. I kind of got off on a tangent getting into whatnot, but the baseball card schedule after Black and White, after Archives, those are announced products that we know for sure are coming. We have some designs, we have some sell sheets, so we know what to look for. There are more products that have not been announced. It is November 5th. Some of these 2024 products leaked into 2025, so I expect the same. Some of these 2025 products will sneak into 2026, but we're still missing Heritage High Number. We saw a sell page for Cosmic Chrome, and it disappeared, so that's gone. 2025 Update Chrome. We know that's going to be a huge product that has the rookie debut patches, and breakers and individual buyers alike go nuts for it. We're still missing Stadium Club, one of my favorite sets. Platinum Anniversary, they announced that they're going to do that every other year. So we had 2023, we should have 2025. That's just the stuff that I personally would like to break, will open some of. There are still more products coming, but it is, like I said, November 5th. What we need to start scheduling this stuff out. December is a very busy time for me for both cards, family stuff, holidays, and then I also do like some side gigs. So in December, I'm extremely busy with that stuff. So I need to start planning this stuff out. Topps, let us know what's going on, when this stuff is coming. And don't release Pro Debut and update on the same day. I know I've already said that, but please don't do that. That is brutal for someone like me. Then another thing I put in the thumbnail was the Dodgers triple auto. I think the USA basketball auto, the triple auto that was released, same thing through Topps Now, that was never found or has not been like open to the public. I think that was probably advertised as around $1 million card. I would have to say this Dodgers card is the same. It has Sasaki, Yamamoto, and Ohtani triple auto with, I think, I got to pull it up here. I think there's a piece of the base in it. And okay, so it says game used balls, but it shows the World Series logo and then seams as part of it. I put it in the thumbnail if you want to look at it a little bit closer. Has the World Champions logo on it. That card is insane. I think the starting price for that card will be $1 million. So I'm curious how many of these team sets they sell. The team sets from the Topps Now, it's currently on Topps.com right now. It's available until the 8th. It's a 15 card set. It's $75. You can get that down to $34.99, $35 if you use a $40 coupon from Topps Now. So all those points that you've accumulated on Topps, you can use those now. But you get the 15 base cards plus one guaranteed hit. The hit is a numbered parallel, image variation, autograph, or the triple auto relic. So there's also autographs. I think the autograph subjects are Ohtani, Snell, Freeman, Smith, Edman, Muncy, Yamamoto, Will Klein, Clayton Kershaw, and Roki Sasaki. Will Klein, if you watch this, I'm sorry. You are not in the same stratosphere as Kershaw, Sasaki, and Yamamoto. I know that he was the winning pitcher of that just marathon game 3, but I don't necessarily – I hope I pull an autograph, but I hope that it's not Will Klein. But then there's image variations, and then the green foil down to foil fractor. So out of 99, 50, 25, 10, 5, and 1. One of ones. I'm guessing they're going to sell 100,000 sets, maybe more. Even at $75, if you're using the $48 off coupon, $35 for that set is not a bad deal. However, as far as resale value or holding any value after they're in hand, I don't think there'll be a ton of that. I think the parallels will do very well. The image variations will do well for a short period of time, but not for long, because they have to backfill all those hits. So if we're talking about the parallels, that only covers 3,500 sets, and then the image variations have to cover a huge portion. So I don't think they're going to hold a ton of value. And then the autographs, I think there's only red and below. So out of 5 and out of 1. So, I mean, that's maybe 60 autographs between all those players. So it's going to be a ton of image variations. People are going to be interested in those at first, but then I think they'll lose a little bit of their value and desire after, I'd say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, once people have more of those in hand. But I think that one of one, I have it just sitting on my screen. I think that one of one auto, I think it starts at $1 million. That's $1 million baseball card. I think you might potentially get more if you take it to one of the big auction houses or something like that. So I will say right now, I bought a set. It's a $35 scratch off lottery ticket. I'm aware of what the situation is, but at the same time, I'm still going to get a team set for $35, which again, I don't think will hold any value, but it does have it has value as inventory in my Topps Now store. I have a Topps Now eBay store. Having one of those sets broken down in players available, I'll probably charge either $1.99 or $3.99 for the star players, because I just know that once everyone has them in hand, they won't be worth that much. But I'll take the shot. Give me a numbered parallel. Give me a Sasaki to 50, and it'll be worth a little bit of money. So I think that's an interesting thing that Topps did. It's printing money for them. If they sell 100,000 sets, which I think they will, maybe more, they might sell 200,000 sets. We've seen from Topps Now orders before that some of those numbers can just get massively out of hand. The Topps triple auto set, that was an individual card. So the triple auto set for the Team USA basketball, I think that did 560,000. That was an individual card, so those are $11.99 per. These are $75.99 per. Excuse me, $74.99 per. I don't think they'll do those type of numbers, but 6 digits, 200,000, 250,000 sets. I wouldn't scoff at all. That card in there, I literally think is worth $1 million. I think you'll have some of the big players buy hundreds of sets, maybe thousands of sets. It's really interesting. And that card pays for a year worth of baseball cards. That would be fun. The third thing I think I put on the thumbnail was just talking about my whatnot strategy moving forward. I kind of integrated that in. My Thursday show has been good. I would like to do that moving forward every Thursday. However, I don't think one show a week is good enough. My schedule hasn't really aligned for me to do Tuesday. I'd like to do Tuesday, Thursday at the minimum, and then potentially a weekend show. However, my weekends for the next 8 weeks they're pretty much already booked. Every Saturday I have some type of charity event that I will be participating in. So for the next 2 months, I'm kind of booked. But maybe a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days in a row, with one of those days being consignment. I already have the first consignment deal in the mail to me. So my consignment shows will just be someone else's inventory. I will run everything at $1. Whatever happens. Whatever cards they send me. And then we'll work out the money afterwards. We kind of have a deal in place, but as far as how I do that moving forward, I think that'll be a moving target as far as what inventory I get, how many cards I get. If I'm shipping 300 cards versus 120 cards versus 500 cards, those are all going to be, I think, different rates. The shipping is really the only thing that matters to me, because that's the time. And the show, because I run 15-second auctions, the show time really won't vary that much. It may go from 2 hours to 3 hours, which if you think about working a 9-to-5 job, that's a $25 difference. So that isn't going to be the make or break number, the amount of cards I sell. It'll just be the shipments and how many cards I have to ship. So it'll be just like a learning experience going forward as far as shipping someone else's cards, how long it takes me, and what type of dollars and cents we work out after. I proposed this to my brother first about like, hey, I know you have a lot of cards that are probably worth more than $1, but as they sit on eBay for $1.99, $2.99, you're taking home 50, 60 cents. Plus you have to do the work of listing, taking pictures. He has a family. He doesn't have the time that I do, where this is my devotion. So if you sign up for Whatnot, Matt, the show, I will schedule a show and I'll have a picture of the cards, and then there's also the ability to add a 15 or 20-second video. So I will add a 15 to 20-second video of what is in the lot. So if it's a lot of modern, if it's a lot of vintage, if it's a mix, if it's a lot of relics, autos, rookies, what teams, if it's a team-based lot. So I will have somewhat of a breakdown that way. So I'll try and keep that. Like, I will try and make that the standard to have as much information as I can going into it so people know. But at the same time, part of what makes Whatnot so interesting and so desirable for me and also buyers sometimes is the ability to be like, I have no idea what's coming next. I don't know what cards are going to be in here. I don't load up the inventory on my own shows ahead of time, because that is the work that I like. The least desirable work is loading titles and pictures and things like that. The cool part about Whatnot is I show you the item on the screen. This is what I'm selling. This is what you're buying. Let's go on to the next. So I won't ever have like a full inventory list unless I get into really high-end stuff. So when I say really high-end, again, my high-end, $100 or more per card, I would probably do the full inventory with pictures ahead of time. And then also I have this idea that I'm still trying to figure out. We're gonna see if I could do it. I don't know if I can actually get 100 one-of-one cards, but on 1/1, January 1st of the new year, I would like to do a one-of-one show where I do only one-of-ones, and I'd like to do 100 of them. That's a really lofty goal for someone who just started Whatnot less than a month ago. And I think I would almost certainly take a massive loss, but I think it'd just be fun. Kind of like hey, look what this guy's doing. Kind of like a marketing idea almost. Yeah, I mean, it sounds great, but actually buying 100 one-of-ones, I have a few ready to go. Buying 100 one-of-ones within the next 2 months it's going to be tough. When this idea first hit me, it was a couple days ago. I searched eBay for what I was hoping to find some deals, some players that I thought were interesting, and I walked away buying none. I just didn't love what I saw, or I guess I shouldn't say what I saw, what I didn't see. Freddie Freeman. I know you like Freddie Freeman. There's a Freddie Freeman Archives foil fractor, 1 of 1. Definitely not it's not like a super fractor. It's not a huge desirable card, but the asking price was $1,000. I immediately thought, like, that's probably not a bad deal. But I have to think about it on the other side. If I go to sell that on Whatnot, I need to have an amazing group of buyers in there for that card to not lose $500-$600 on. Hey, Kiki. And we have our first interruption. Say what's up. Kiki's showing up. I'm not at home today, so that's why I got a visitor. She don't care. She said, what's up? I know. I've ruined your life. You're okay. Sorry. We're back. So I think if I did it that way, buying like a card I know would sell, I know would have desire, I know would have talking points, I feel like I'd be losing on the best case scenario. I think I'd lose like $300 to $400, which I'm not against doing that one time. But if I were to build a 1-of-1 show and have a ton of inventory based around that number, that's brutal. That is unsustainable. It's not a good idea. Even for the marketing purposes, I don't think I would get enough. I don't think I'd get enough publicity on it. I don't think I'd get enough return. It would just be brutal. But I'm not shutting that idea down. Maybe I don't do 100. Maybe I do 50. Maybe I do 20 and do like minute-long auctions and still do some advertising for it. I don't know. It's just in the back of my head. Along with that, I'd like to do themed shows. So instead of doing a 1-of-1 show, I've already started buying the inventory for this. I would like to do a silver pack refractor show. So like silver pack Saturday, silver pack Sunday, something along those lines, where I do the entire show is just silver pack refractors. Try to do some serial numbered stuff. Try and do base of like star players. Try and do team lots, and then try and do some autographs. So that's something that, I don't know if there will be interest in that. I am almost certainly going to lose on something like that. But I think it'd be cool to build themed shows and try and schedule those out 3 weeks in advance, 4 weeks in advance, 8 weeks in advance, so people can look forward to it. And then the people that I have come into my regular shows, I can kind of talk about that. Like, hey, if you just bought this silver pack refractor, just know that I'm having a silver pack refractor show where that's all I sell coming up on December 7th or whatever it might be. So I'm just kind of throwing around ideas like that. I thought about like Gold Refractor Friday, Hall of Fame Friday. I'm again, alliteration, just like the title of the show. Hall of Fame Friday, because Hall of Fame ends in F. Gold Refractor Friday, it sounds the same. I know, really nerding out, but that's just something I think I'm going to do. But I have to build up my inventory and work into scheduling these shows out in advance. And right now is a terrible time for me to do that. November, December, we're going to have a ton of baseball cards. I'm going to be busy. So I think I'm just going to continue what I'm doing now. 1 to 2 shows a week. If I can get a third, great. But just let people know ahead of time what I'm working on and go from there. I have a little bit of a runny nose, excuse me. I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. I'm just excited for what's going to be a really busy 2 months. I'm excited for the opportunities that Whatnot has provided me and will provide me in the future. The fact that I was able to sell 300 cards. I did 300 cards on Whatnot on Thursday in under 2 hours. My stream start to finish was under 2 hours. That doesn't make sense to me. If I sold 300 cards on a week in eBay, it'd be a good week. So the fact that I was able to do that in under 2 hours, some of them went for below comps, some went for above, but the cards were all set aside, ready to ship. My 300 card box was ready. They were all labeled and stickered, so I knew exactly who bought what. Man, that's really tough to beat. I didn't time it because it was over a 2-day period, because I did some Thursday night and then some Saturday, actually, because I was at card shows Friday and Saturday. But I think if I were to do that, sit down and ship, again, it was 60 orders, to ship 300 cards, 60 orders, I think I could do it in under 4 hours. So start to finish, the entire show, loading inventory, running the show, and shipping, I could do 300 cards in under 8 hours. My sales were over $1,000. That's a definite problem I could live with. So I'm hoping to build on that and continue to do that. Matt, thanks for stopping by. Anyone else who watched, I saw at one point we had 4 watchers. So this is a new theme, new theory. I would love to have more chats, more people in here. But as long as I stay consistent, hopefully you guys will show up. Matt, great to see you. Thanks for chatting. I'm going to end it here. If you guys want to follow along, I'll be back next Wednesday. Follow us on all the platforms, Wiffle Breakers everywhere. And then hopefully we'll see you over on Whatnot, my eBay store, or next week here on YouTube. Thank you.